Some claim that the age of a true gentleman is far behind us, but here at 284 Media, we disagree. He may appear in different guises today, but the values and ideals that make him a gentleman still stand. Gentlemen, aspiring gentlemen, and of course, our partners that hold us down. I'm Ron Grant. Welcome back to Season 5 of The Art of a Distinguished Gentleman, a show poised to help guide modern-day men into 21st century distinguished gentlemen. Now don't worry, it doesn't always involve suits, bow ties, but instead, real, raw life lessons that truly translate to grounded, community-minded, well-rounded men. Thank you all for taking this journey with me. The name is Taryll Zulu Dsouza, but you know him as Zulu. He is a family man, faith-based, and as straight as they get. Cuts to the chase. We're going to find out what the name Taryll means, and it's going to surprise you, but I'm honored to be joined this season by one of the most grounded individuals I know. What you see is what you get, and that's simply about it. We'll be right back after a quick commercial break. The Art of a Distinguished Gentleman, Season 5, a 284 Media production. Gentlemen, it's time to discover That Guy Experience. We are a product line specifically catering to the men with beards. Our products are 100% natural and handmade right here in the BVI. Butters, oils, and cleansing products, all designed to add softeners, shine, and growth to your beard and hair. Visit us at Meraki Hair Clinic or thatguybvi.com and begin your journey as that guy. We are a life-changing experience. That Guy Hair and Beard Products. Viewers, welcome back and thank you so much for sticking with us. As promised, you're watching The Art of a Distinguished Gentleman. I'm Ron Grant and we are in Season 5. On the couch with me today is the man himself, Taryll Zulu Dsouza, but as I said, you guys know him as Zulu Zulu. Welcome to the couch. First of all, thank you for your time and welcome.
Thank you for the invitation.
Absolutely.
It's my pleasure.
When I did my research,
Yeah.
they said he's hardworking, forthright, tell it like it is type of person. You are a father, 2 girls and a boy. You wear your faith very proudly, as you should. But I want to start by asking you, what does the name Taryll mean?
Well, it's actually an Italian name. I think my mom named it because I didn't think my father would ever do anything with Italy. And it names one who makes trouble.
Interesting.
With everyone.
Do you think that you have lived up to that name? I think it's quite fitting.
I think I upgraded the name.
Okay.
Because I don't make trouble with anyone.
Mm-hmm.
I just make trouble with people who, who try to, who don't live up to principles.
Okay.
Like, there's not much thing that could get to me, but when you violate principle now, like you turn on something when what don't even shut off. It's like you turn me from a lamb to a lion.
Okay.
So I just try to not let a lion come out. I don't know when they're gonna go back in.
Understood.
So.
Well, that's an interesting comparison because you are a lion, a king.
I am.
Right? And you have worn your faith of Rastafari proudly, as I mentioned. I want to start there. When you think of your faith base, first of all, when were you introduced to it, or when did you receive the calling?
I was about 18 to 19 years old. I always wanted, like, life have to have purpose and meaning. I don't just want to be here and then gone.
Mm-hmm.
So now you're asking yourself these questions at 18 years old, because it's like you need to feel whole, because you have an emptiness inside of you that you're trying to fill. And I try to fill it with all the things that the world have to offer in the oldies, alcohol, woman, strip club, all of that. Everything that the world offers, and then the emptiness just grows. It's like a bigger hole and a bigger hole. So now, here comes a brother, and he just he's telling you, like, everything in the Bible is black, and then you go to Revelations, and it give you the description of Christ, hair like wool, feet like brass, and all of that. And then you see Solomon, black and comely. So like like the Bible start to mean something to you now. 'Cause before it's like something outside of you.
Okay.
But now that you know this is you, it now come an interesting book. So that was the introduction.
Mm-hmm.
And from then on, when you get introduced to that now, it's like your favorite book becomes the Bible. Because like what?
As it should be.
Yeah. And then you see things like know ye that ye are gods and all of that. And it's just so empowering, so empowering, so empowering. It's like it's a non-stop thing. So and then you have the Bible and then you have life and you have to balance both. And then at that time, when I'm 47 at this present moment, I'm 47 in October 4th, which is a couple of weeks from now. It's like it's autopilot now.
Okay.
Like you on your own on this journey. No one has to tell you anything. You just get introduced. Okay, you get introduced to King of Kings. The Bible talk about King of Kings. Which place on earth has a King of Kings representative? Because currently they just say King of Kings and Lord of Lords, and then they attach it to a white man. So now it kind of differentiates you from life. Because like, okay, if that's there, well, where do I fit? But now that you go Ethiopia now, Psalm 87, I'll tell you, Ethiopia, King of Kings, and Ethiopia is the only place on earth has this position, King of Kings, Lord of Lords. And then you get introduced to a word, Haile Selassie, which is not a man, but a spirit that dwells inside of man. So a lot of people very misconstrued. They're like, Selassie, and they're watching the man. But he was born with a different name.
Okay.
He was born Lij Tafari. And it's only at age 36 when he was crowned King of Kings, Lord of Lords, elected himself Light of the World, and a lot of amazing high titles. And the whole world came to 72 nations came to bow before him. And all that is written in the Bible. So now it's like the most exciting thing is the Bible at this point in time in your life. Like, wow.
You said something that was really interesting to me at this stage in your life, this age, being on autopilot, right? But what did the calling do for you at 19 that was able to take you throughout this lifetime, essentially?
It starts your journey. Because before time, like, your God has to look like you. So now the powers that be made God different from you so that you don't know where to look. Because now if you accept it as the story what them give you, you're just gonna believe. But now on the journey, you get to experience, and experience bring knowledge.
Okay.
So now as you go through experiences now, you start to realize what's going on, and we have the same fight, because the world trying to tell you go this way or else. And at that day and age, Rastafari was extremely taboo. If we bring it in a local place, it would
taboo. It was frowned upon almost.
Yeah, it's like nobody want them daughter with you, so you're lonely bad. And that was the days before McKelly's.
Okay.
So you couldn't go to salon and come out. So like that. These is the days now where
interesting.
Your family gonna try you out because this whole house is Christian.
A lonely time.
Yeah, it's lonely and still revealing, because these things are expected to happen. When mama forsake you, papa forsake you, Jah will take you up. So it gives everything that's happening, giving the world life.
Did you experience that, I guess, in the early parts of your life, in the calling? Did you experience that feeling of being ostracized and turned away, or persons not accepting you for who you were?
Of course, you had subtle, and then you have the fact that the whole society is against you. Like, At that time, if a police passes, he could just pick you up and go, and nobody will give a damn that the police guy or you're like, yeah, teach him a lesson, make him become a Christian back again, you know.
Interesting.
So it's like when you see the police, you instantly turn a wild goat. Yeah, gone because like nobody there to protect you, and you don't have to be guilty of anything. Cause sometimes you see this image, you automatically think marijuana, he guilty of something. You know,
Well,
so
it goes deeper for us because, as the general public would know, we here in the Virgin Islands had a period where the laws did not support Rastafari, persons with dreadlocks. We've since, thankfully, come out of
we've
that.
advanced
You know,
our mind.
but I could imagine, just like we talked about, we speak about now in our society, Black Lives Matter, and persons feeling as though their existence is a threat to persons. I could definitely relate to how that must have felt for you and other persons living in our community who grew up in that period when it just was not accepted. So I can definitely relate. You are a father
Yeah,
as well.
definitely a father of three,
Three,
two
two girls
girls,
and a
one
boy.
boy.
Tell us about that experience of fatherhood.
That that is what now bring me to the system. Cause before that, I born in the system to ashes. I just doing odd jobs. Mostly, I started having the construction field, trying to get a hang of that. But somehow I couldn't learn how to plaster. So I just being a laborer at the same time. That time a laborer making just $60. That can't go too far. So then I got into farming, and we farming, and then even doing jobs of farming. 'Cause I grew up in farming. My grandmother is Dr. Ilva Letsam. Many people know her, queen of agriculture. Maureen Farr, that's my aunt. She's the official. She's the new queen of
Queen of farming.
agriculture now. She take on the mantle. You know, so I was doing what I know, and plus is a basic necessity: food, clothes, shelter. You know, but now when you get a child now, the thinking changes. Like you don't ever want the child to come to you, I'm hungry, I need this and I need that, and you can't provide it. So now a job thing, we're like, I need a little more consistency, something that definitely put me on a path that I don't have to be making excuses or I have to go do some kind of illegal thing in order to feed my child. So now that now bring me back to the system, which is BVIEC now.
Civil servant. How long have you been a civil servant at BVIEC?
Well, September 15th, which was a few days ago, it made me 18 years.
Okay.
18 years in there, which feels like 8 days.
Okay.
I learned everything while I was there. A very, it's a very, the camaraderie is strong and the culture is strong.
I want to talk about that for a second because BVIEC is by far, of course, the most instrumental. We have health services, but without electricity, and we see it. Whenever the electricity is gone, we see the frustration.
Well, your house hot, nothing
But
can plug in.
persons don't necessarily understand the role of the persons behind the scenes who play a very pivotal role in making the stuff continue to go. What are you most proud of when you look back at your career as a civil servant?
But I probably not looking back, I proud that the fact I could help people, because it's something where you're definitely 90-something% of people are so afraid of it, and it's such a necessity, just like food, clothes, and water at this modern day age in 2023. So now I'm glad to be able to help people, help them overstand, and also to help them physically, because now you meet them in a dire situation, and when you leave, they're smiling.
Yeah.
And they're like, why, thank you. So now I understand how blessings work. So the more people tell you thanks, the more your blessing increase. Especially sometimes say they can't afford to pay for things, and you come and you help them. And they're like, boy, this is like your life increase the more things happen. Like spiritual things is what, to me, is what matter most, more than the physical things. Because now you get to help people, and that go a long way. And even then will meet my children and bless my children, because why your father will do this for me, do it for me, you hold that. That's your father, but you hold that. So I'm glad to be able to have this kind of calm relationship with, even in such a physical aspect too. So I love the fact that I could help people. And the fact that I get to see my mind in action, because I came with a blank slate. Everything was like a foreign language when I came in. When I went to my first class, like I just came there like a couple months, and I was thrown into a class, so I didn't know what nothing was. So I literally just stand up in the class and just scream out a few times, because I imagine being bombarded with a foreign language and expected to know, like, what are they speaking about?
Wow.
So it's like, you all right? I couldn't know.
You got it out.
It was too much.
So. Speaking of blessings, you spoke about being a blessing, or being able to be a blessing to the community.
Yeah.
But like you mentioned earlier, this year you are 48.
It is 47.
47.
Yeah,
47.
I'm almost there.
When you reflect on the blessing of having lived, I would hope, a full life and make it to that age, are there any regrets? Anything that you said to yourself perhaps you could have done differently, or you would have done differently?
Day to day, you might say that, but then the way how we view life, like when you view life in a spiritual aspect, you end up with the saying, what is to be must be.
Yeah.
So now you could look at that and say, I should have this, I should have that, but then you're actually where you're supposed to be.
I agree.
The only thing you could do what you're not supposed to do is give up.
Yeah.
That's the one thing you're not supposed to do. So certain things I might say there, but then at the same time, I thankful most of the time. I don't try to be what I'm not. So I'm very thankful to be here, very thankful to have new experiences. Thankful to be helpful. It's just gratitude, thankful for all the experiences that had seemed horrible in the beginning, but in hindsight, they helped me to be here where I'm at in this mind space. And just opening my mind, Rastafari does open your mind to experiences, because you know that every experience leading you somewhere.
I'm happy that you mentioned that, because I've realized, or it's taken me a while to realize, that while you do, or you may have had regrets, to change one thing essentially would change everything.
It would change everything.
And just like you said, you end up exactly where you are supposed to be, and we could only be thankful for being present.
Being present, because, so much people are not present. Like young people, I see people born and die. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? And I just imagine parents having to, just like you see people born and you see them gone and you're still here. So it's like, wow.
Indeed.
It makes you extremely thankful for life.
Most definitely. Viewers.
And decisions.
You heard it here, the spitting of the wisdom from the man himself, Zulu. We're going to take a quick commercial break from our sponsors, but when we come back, he also spends his time doing some commentary. So we're going to touch on the VI 360 for which you can be a part of. We'll be right back after a quick commercial break. Brilliant Hands and Minds tutoring services, one-on-one tutorials in math and English, intense homework assistance, academic enrichment, school projects, effective communication and public speaking development, sign language for adults and children on Saturdays only. Registered with the Virgin Islands High School Certificate Program, Brilliant Hands and Minds can help you too. Offering intense curriculum-based training to help you or your loved ones get their high school diploma. It's time to make your family's education a #1 priority. Hurry, space is limited. Brilliant Hands and Minds Learning Center. We are the trained education professionals.
At Higher BVI, we're not just about business. We're about empowering lives, and that is because we aspire to inspire. By choosing us, you're supporting a company that believes in equal opportunities, diversity, and community growth. Our mission goes beyond profit. It's about providing HR solutions, fostering talent, and leaving a positive impact. Join us in building a better future, a better BVI. Choose Higher BVI, where your support isn't just a transaction, It's a transformation. Together, we're changing lives in these beautiful Virgin Islands.
That line here long like church service.
Alright, do enjoy the rest of the day. Next customer line, please. Wait, hold on a second.
Yes, Sonny boy, come, yes,
Good
son.
morning.
Good morning, Sonny boy. Hold on there. You must have cut fun topic.
It's okay. I'll take care of it.
What? No man to take care of me.
How may I assist you? You want top of power?
You want top of power?
Join the prepaid party with CCT and enjoy more affordable data plans, more top-up promotions, more savings with hero bundles, and more value for your money each and every Tuesday with Top Up Turn Up Tuesday. Visit a CCT store today or anywhere CCT Top Up is sold and top up your phone.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. You want top of power?
Welcome back, everyone. As mentioned to you, we're the man himself, Zulu. Now, you have a program that essentially contributes to the narrative, the conversation, when it comes to a lot of things that are happening in our community. It's VI 360. It's aired on Tola Radio. That's Wednesdays and Friday. Talk to us about that platform.
Okay, this is it's like I also a poet and stuff, so like words just in me all the time, and you have so much information out there that the public doesn't know. So the goal of the VI 360 is to, like, you have a lot of older people who are not into data and all of that, and also younger people who into other stuff. So Tola Radio have that energy, is known as the People's Radio. So the goal is to bring forward information, even have that conversation that's not being had. Because we tend to stay in the 3D realm, which is just political, and somehow that'll seem like a 8 or a 0, just you're going wrong in a loop, going wrong in a loop. As Ritical last song said, 30 years, the same thing, you know. So and then being on these islands, we're not really in control of the narrative. The narrative is sent down.
True.
So now I steer in the conversation to where the narratives come from, so we could be open-minded or even be prepared for the things coming down the pipeline ahead of time, because the system set, it will just keep you busy doing these things, and then you blaming the local man, but then it coming from a higher place. So now the goal is to aim it where, like, this is where it's coming from, so we could raise the vibration, raise our vibration, because when you look at the whole thing, it comes down to a battle between good and evil.
I'm happy you mentioned about raising the vibrations, because in doing so, and sometimes in being the voice, in steering the conversation, the narrative could get a little bit heavy sometimes.
Yeah, man.
Right? When you look around the community and you see that all that's taking place. I have to ask you on a personal level, what keeps you up at night? What is of grave concern to Zulu?
The people not overstanding their power. You know, I understand why, but then at some point, each person has to take responsibility for themselves. Because, of course, the system there, we've been through slavery and it's traumatic. We still haven't gotten over it. But now it's mental. So now all you have to do with mental, all you do is change your thoughts. And now you start to conquer the mental in slavery or the post-traumatic slave syndrome. And admitting to yourself and pay more attention to yourself and what you're doing. Because when you change yourself, automatically around you start to change. Even your environment start to change. Because if you no longer hang out certain places, different things happen in your life. So now the fact that we stay in this petty mindset, you know, he, she, that them kind of, and like, it's like, we're not getting anywhere. We're not getting anywhere. We're in a loop. But people grow. We coming from a dark place, and people come to the light in their own time and according to the amount of experiences that we experience. So it keep you up, but at some point, even one thing before I go, before you always hear this phrase, the more knowledge, the more sorrow.
Right.
So you're like, what I really mean? But then as you get to this place, you realize what it means, like so much people suffer when they don't have to suffer because of your mindset, and we need to practice being free. We never been free. We never been free. We probably free before the whole slavery thing, but since then, slavery was about conditioning your mind to take you, to separate your spirit from your body. So now the whole thing now is to get it back.
Yeah.
The spirit and the body together. So you could become as one and elevate to these other levels. So this is, those things get to you, but then you have other brethren and sisters that help you to reason. Because when you reason it out, then the pressure come off for you. Because you die of sadness.
When you reflect on the next generation, the passing of the torch, the passing of life's experiences, what do you hope the next generation would be more cognizant of?
The power of your mind. The power of your mind and the power of your thoughts and the power of your words. Because the words build, the words kill. So just know ye that ye are gods. So with that thinking, if you know you're creating your own reality and you take responsibility, you move differently rather than thinking you could just say anything and do anything. Everything you say has a consequence. Everything you do has a consequence. Every decision you make, short-term, long-term consequences. So I want this generation to take responsibility for your freedom and for your direction of your life.
You have been classified, obviously, because you are here. When we look at the candidates and persons bring names forward, as a true 21st century distinguished gentleman.
Wow, in the 21st.
Though your name says that you
Ancient.
one who makes trouble,
yeah.
I definitely would like to say that as a community, we appreciate your voice.
Wow.
We appreciate your unapologetic stance and wearing of your faith. We appreciate you being your authentic self.
Mm-hmm.
And may you continue to be guided by the principles that you hold dear to your heart. You have continued to contribute in many ways. We didn't get to touch on a lot of stuff where you're a naturalist. And you bless us with natural produce. But your contribution is by far, I think, one that we appreciate. And if you don't hear it a lot, if you've never been told, the art of a distinguished gentleman, we salute you and we appreciate you. Thank you so much for the conversation and for blessing us with your words of wisdom.
And I also like to show appreciation to you, because what you're doing is the real work. If we are to have unity in the community, programs like these highlighting our people, because it have the propaganda machine that black people is just something like that, and your program now it brings high awareness and it shows and inspires the younger generation. This is a serious program, the Distinguished Gentleman, because if you just hear Distinguished Gentleman, you just think of somebody in a tie and a suit and you just lay back like that.
It's far from it.
Yeah, this is real people doing real things. So I definitely give a maximum respect to you, man.
Appreciate it, brother.
I love what you're doing and don't stop at all.
Thank you so much. Viewers, season 5 continues to inspire and embark. I just want to say how proud I am to have been able to feature some of the very best and brightest across the Virgin Islands, different industries, disciplines, faith values. And in our 5th season, we continue to be thankful for you being along with us on this journey. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.